my goodness, you guys, I just got home and I know what's in this box and I'm so excited. Oh, I know it's in here, and let's get right to it. Look at the box, you guys. Oh, you can see right on top there's this really cool holiday kind of dies and stamps and things. Okay guys, I know that wasn't my typical intro, but I will say that I am so excited today to share with you guys Die & Press's new machine. It's the Grand Marquee. Right now this is a preview, a little sneak peek. I'm going to try it out for you guys. It will be available soon on HSN, okay? So I will update the links at that time. But I will say it was sent free of charge for my review. And of course all opinions are my own. And the links I'll have in the description box, possibly embedded in the video here, will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. You guys, I don't know anything about this machine. I'm just super excited. It's a larger marquee. It's the Grand Marquee, and we're going to check it out. As you saw, the box was open, so I was able to peek, at the very top here as I was bringing it into my craft space, and there are just very cute things already that I can see right here. I will say I know that if you pick it up, there will be an auto ship option. There's going to be 6 auto ships, so again, I'll probably, hop on it myself. So that means I'm going to get another marquee myself so I can get into the auto ship because I love the auto ships. But I'm just super excited. I don't even know what to say. So we will run it through its paces. We'll try out some of these things, some first cuts and stuff like that, so we can check it out. Measuring, the machine and all the, the plates and everything, or the folder system, I should say. Yes, I believe it's a folder system. Yes, that's what it looks like. And give you all that information, right, as I normally do on a video like this. And I would have loved for this to be a live unboxing, but when the previews are going to begin, I will actually not be here at my house, so I'll be on vacation. So I'm doing this pre-recorded, but definitely checking this guy out. I will say the HSN Craft Day in July is July 15th. Whenever this becomes available, I'll have the link there for you guys. But this is definitely a preview, and we're going to check this guy out. So these are the cute things on top. Let's take a quick look. I will say this was separate from this other piece, but I'm assuming this is all together. And let's check out the information. We have here, ooh, these are stickers. How cute. Oh my gosh. That is adorable. So maker's gonna make something great. Creativity is very messy and I am very creative. Love that. Eat, sleep, craft, repeat. I mean, you guys. I think these are stickers to help you decorate if you want to decorate your machine, is what it seems like. Crafting is my therapy, glitter is my medicine, and crafting because adulting is hard. And I agree with all those things. Ooh, okay, so we have a folder. This feels very different. The thickness of this reminds me of like a 3D embossing folder. Look at the look of it. You know how it kind of comes in at the top, so it goes into your machine nicely and easily, but the thickness of it compared to, okay, this is a well-loved folder, guys, but one of the typical marquee folders, I don't know if you can see the difference. I can see it and feel it, right away. So that's one of the folders. It looks like there's something else larger in the back. So let's put that to the side for a moment, and I'll give you measurements and those things in just a moment. We have some stamps. Of course, we're going to have some inspo or some instructions. So we'll see more about what's going on here because I can see like little backgrounds and these squares, cute little stockings and just adorable things like that. Merry Christmas, Merry and Bright, today is for you. Merry Christmas, enjoy your day, thank you. So there's also some everyday things on here like the balloons and stars and hearts and stuff like that, little banner. Okay, we have this guy. This is all very curious. I'm going to check it all out. Okay, it looks like a shim of some sort, right? Okay, we have that guy. And look at this die set, you guys. Oh my gosh, let me give you a quick measure on this die because I'm curious, again, what goes in the machine as far as the sizing. And then also, I'm sure you would like to know, excuse me, because I know we always want to know. So this one is 9 7/8 long. And the width, I would say it is just over 6 inches wide, guys. So we already have some info there. It looks like it's going to make like a little box or some kind of gift box. That is so cute. You have your little banner pieces. You have probably part of the mechanism there. Something that cuts out, again, sorry, I had tucked this in the back. The second sheet of stamps, which has like a snow globe or gingerbread people, which I love. So again, some other accents for your everyday kinds of stuff. Let's party, cheers, make a wish. You have your little Santa, a deer. You have this tree, cheers, best wishes. So again, everyday and also Christmas on these acrylic stamps here. And so we have like these beautiful, I love sprigs. You have flowers, looks like maybe poinsettia-ish type things. All kinds of dies to cut some of the other items that we have there. feel some more dies on the back here. You have your little lights. String of lights has a die, your stocking, your, you know, balloons, all these different things. And you can see the different packaging. It says Grand Marquee, all fancy there. Okay, guys, so then we come here. Let me put this to the side for a moment. We have this guy here, Diamond Press Grand Marquee Tips and Tricks, and we have a little preview of what she looks like with some info there. New folder size, 7 by 11 inches, you guys. So I'm just gonna show you this big guy. Look at this. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So you have that big guy. You have one that's easier to kind of just roll through and be done with it, right? If you don't have something large, there's no reason to roll through this larger folder. So we have a smaller one, which I love having that option for any machine. And then you have this guy, which again, we will check that out and see what that's about. But it looks like, we're gonna talk about it here some. Okay, so this one, again, 7 by 11, and I'm assuming, you know, it is a little over 11 inches because obviously it has room for something, and a little over 7 inches also. So the opening is going to be a little bit larger than that. So it's just a little bigger than 7. You want to give yourself a little bit of room, right? So that's what they're saying, 7 by 11 inches, what you can put in there. And then this guy, again, is just a smaller folder, you know, crank it out quickly here. So this one, again, just cranking it out there, is just shy of 7.5 by exactly 5.5. So you can imagine popping in whatever dies and things you have that will fit within that area. And okay, so let me read what it says here. 1, place your die and press Grand Marquee tool on a clean, smooth, flat surface. Die cutting, of course, you're going to put your die, you know, cut side down on the paper. Cutting the paper you're cutting, excuse me, and sandwich between the blank folder. Or embossing, sandwich your paper between the embossing folder, right? And then number 3 says insert the folder in the opening of the Grand Marquee using the shelf to help guide it in. Of course, you're going to go crank it out and open the folder and move your creation. All right, so they have some other tips on here. So I'm gonna put this over here. And so this is the information for your box card, which is basically what it's gonna create here. So I think we're always skipping, there you go, number 1. Yes. Let me get these in order, I'll be right back. Okay, I see what they're doing. So what they did here is that they have 2 sets of instruction. Basically, it's gonna start out, I suppose, pretty much the same here. So they're showing you this box card in the red and going on, right, with the information, then how you might want to decorate it. And you have a pop-up box option also. Very cute. And that continues going for that. Okay, and then they're just showing you some of the different looks you might get. So one's more Christmas and one's more everyday. And then this is everything that the dies and stamps that come in this bundle. Again, you'll have auto ship option if you would like. I always sign up for the auto ship, like I said. And again, if there's one that you would like to skip, you can definitely just go into your auto ship manager, skip it ahead of time, and then just let it go, and you're, you know, good to go. You can cancel it anytime. So I always feel like you should get on the auto ship regardless, because later on, if you miss out, you're going to feel like, oh, I missed out, and you're going to be bummed out. So I generally always recommend picking up the auto ship. So you can see there some of the words have dies that go along with them. Okay, so let's bring out the machine. Okay, I'll put this to the side here. I always like to show you guys a little bit of how it's packaged. So obviously the packaging, and it has nice styrofoam here. Everything is contained there. This up. Oh my goodness. Let's grab this lady. Okay. I'm not good at telling people how much something weighs, like just by feeling it and having the idea of like, oh, it's, you know, I mean, it's not too heavy. I can lift it with one hand pretty easily. It has some good weight at the base. Of course you want that, right? So you can do your cranking and you have this sturdy machine, but it does have quite a bit of weight there at the base. And then it does also come with a folder. Sorry guys, it was tucked in on the side. So I'm gonna grab that and put that to the side here. And let's open this guy up. Oh wow. So pretty. So I do have the teal one. If it comes in other colors, guys, I do not know that at this moment. But this is that beautiful die press teal. And look at that. It just feels so substantial. The handle here is already attached for you. And sometimes we have to do a little assembly. It has kind of like a little, not grip feel, but a little something, right? A little tooth to it. Really cute. Oh, the Die Impress logo on the side there. On the front, really nice base, again with that grip. Oh my goodness. And so for me, I would hold it to the right because I'm going to crank it with my right arm. But again, you can hold it to the left and crank it that way too, right? You can always go forward and back with a machine like this. So let me give you sizing at the very base. I know people like to know these kinds of things. She is, I would say 11.5 inches. I can't really tell because unless I curve it, but it looks like 11.5 inches, just about. I mean, I suppose I can, yep, 11.5 by 6 inches. Maybe just over 6 inches in the other direction. And she is about, you know, 6.5, 7 inches taller. So I'm super excited to try this out, guys. So what I'm going to do is get some paper just so we can go ahead and pop out one of these larger dies, you know, die cuts in it, and maybe a couple other items like some embossing and things like that, just so you can kind of see how it works, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's do some basic cuts. I'm going to start with the large die that is in here. So, you know, we'll make a little box here. I'm going to focus on just kind of trying her out today. I'm not going to decorate this box or anything like that. I just want to, you know, run this large die through and try out some, you know, maybe some dies from other kits, other companies, things like that. Do some embossing, all those things that we would love to know that our machine can do. Again, this cuts thin metal dies, guys, and obviously takes or accepts embossing folders. I am so sorry about that sound. One more. There we go. It is a thinner opening, right? It's a folder system. So again, I know people might ask if it can accommodate steel roll dies. It's not meant for those at all. So thin metal cutting tool. And so I'm just going to angle this in here, give myself a little room. And guys, this will be the first big guy we're going to run through. So let's check this out. I'm going to put a little bit of tape since it is a bigger die. A lot of times I just hold on to it and roll it through, but let's just give ourselves a little added security there. Okay, so I'm going to use the larger folder here. And let's try her out. I'm telling you, this just has such a 3D feel to it. I think I'm going to also try out a 3D embossing folder for you guys in this guy and see how we do. So I'm going to bring this back. Again, you know, I'm not like the strongest lady in the world here, and I can pick that up pretty easily here. So I'm just putting her on there. I'm holding it down with my hand, but let me see. I mean, once it starts going, I'm not holding it now, but I think you need to hold it. So I'll just put my arm or my hand here, sorry. Cranking it through, I will say, I mean, it cranks very nicely, easily. I'm not putting a ton of pressure. I'm just doing it very carefully and slowly because, you know, I don't want to rock my camera here, but that went through really, really easily. This is heavyweight cardstock, and that cut out very, very easily. We'll form this into a box in just a moment, but for right now, I just wanted to show you the cutting. The embossing, as you can see, looks great. Okay, so that's a big guy. Let me grab maybe another big guy to go in here, and then we'll start trying out with some different things. Okay, guys, so for this one, I wasn't looking, well, I was looking for like a larger die, but then I thought, well, you know, 5x7s, a lot of us do like making 5x7s, and I have this set, it happens to be a Tonic Studios die again. Like I said, I want to try out some different brands for you guys. So this one is quite a bit larger than, you know, would go into the original marquee there. So I'm just going to pop this on here and just run this through some cute paper that I have here. Actually, I'll run it through this way. Conserve some of that. And we'll try out, you know, a different company thin metal die. In this big guy, of course, you have the other one that's also a little oversized, and you can, you know, put something like this in there too. Let me turn this around. And I'm doing this a little bit faster. It does have a very nice lip there that helps support your folder, which is great as it's going through. I'm going to tell you, I mean, the cranking is super easy, and, you know, it had yeah, if I felt it was really tight or very difficult, I would definitely say that to you. Super easy to crank through. So we have this guy. cut through a little bit. Again, this is a different brand. It looks great. I see a little bit of this kind of wobble here, but as far as this die is concerned, that's going to be hidden anyway. So there you go. Okay, so we have that guy. Let's try some embossing. So again, since I feel like this is very 3D thickness, I'm going to try a 3D embossing folder, and then we'll try a standard embossing folder. So I will be right back. I just need a little piece of paper. Okay, this is just some regular cardstock. I just cut it the size of like a large 3D embossing folder. Generally, my 3D embossing folders that I have are large like this. So this happens to be a Spellbinders one. 3D embossing folder, right? So they're thicker, they're different than a standard embossing folder. Let's get this guy through. It feels good. I feel enough tension that I know it's embossing. So let's get that going. And there you go. It does say in the thing that you might get some of this kind of, I don't know if you can see it now, but I can see it at certain angles. Once you put your glue and you hold it down, you'll be fine. But there you go. 3D embossing folder. Looks good. Okay, how about a standard embossing folder? Let me just grab one of those along with some paper. Okay guys, so now this one's interesting because obviously it's thinner, right? Your standard embossing folder than a 3D embossing folder. That went through with nothing. You just put it through with your paper and you're good to go. But this one, I have a feeling I'm going to need to shim it. And so I'm going to pop this in here. And this is just an 8.5 by 3.5 piece of cardstock here that I'm going to run through, again, a standard embossing folder that I have in my stash here. This teal piece here, what this is going to do is this is going to help you run your standard, regular marquee cutting folders. If you have plenty of those, you still want to use them, you can run them through here with a little help of this shim. So that's what this one is for. So let me show you what I mean. Excuse me, I wanted to grab one of each of these for you. So this is a regular marquee folder, right? The cutting folder. So if you want to still use these in the machine, you'll have your shim and you pair them up and you run them through together. That's why it's the size of this guy. And then this one will also be accommodated on there. Obviously the length is going to be what it is, right? So you can accommodate your extended cutting folders and your regular marquee and cutting folders in this machine. So I'm not going to use it right now, but I will show you what that looks like. So if you can imagine your paper and everything's in there, you just crank it through and you can still use your marquee cutting folders, which is great because I have lots of them. All right, so let's put that to the side. For that same reason, you can also pop this guy in here with your embossing folder there. So again, this happens to be a slimline and this is basically slimline size. So I'm just going to pop it through and I'm going to hold on to it as I do this, just so that my paper doesn't shift too much. So what I mean is I'm holding it back here as I'm going. And I'll bring it out this side. So my surface is kind of porous, right? It's one of those self-healing mats, but it does have that suction just like the marquee did, and it has the release there on the side. So if it suctions, you can just pull this and it'll pop right up off your counter, your surface. And so this is the standard embossing folder, and that's the design I got, or the imprint that I got. There you go. Sorry about the lighting if that looks funky. Okay. And then, excuse me, so I'm going to grab a few other maybe dies from some other companies. I know a lot of times people want to see that, maybe other embossing folders or things, and we'll try them out. Okay, so let's try maybe the smaller cutting folder, even though it is more oversized than your typical marquee folder, this guy. I think I can try it. I didn't look at the sizing on this. I was just grabbing maybe something that's a little more intricate, right, as far as the die itself. So let's try this guy out. Oh, you know what? This one's not that much bigger, but that's okay. I could have put this in the regular marquee, but let's just go ahead and run it through here anyway and see what we get. So it's going to be a frame with an inlay, and this happens to be a Crafter's Companion type. Again, and I mentioned this in my videos, always, any machine that can cut thin metal dies will cut all thin metal dies from different companies. But I know people want to see that, so I'm showing you that right now. And these guys, you definitely want to put some tape. You don't want them to move as far as, you don't want the die one to go under the other because it will not be good. So again, this is a preview. It will be available on HSN very soon. You might see me using it in some different tutorials up until that time that they release it. So just know that it's not quite available yet, depending on when you're watching. Okay, so I'm gonna use this larger guy. Put it at an angle as much as you can. I love that we do have a lot of angling here, just so when the rollers hit, it hits different areas instead of just hitting right at the front and then boom, bumping over possibly. And that's not this machine, that's every machine. So I always give that tip. Okay, so here we go. Again, this one's very intricate, and let's keep her rolling. I hear a little knocking there, but I don't know if that's the die or what that might be. And let's see what we got. Very good. Oh, so I paired those together, which is kind of funny because it wasn't an inlay die. It was just a die. So I did put two things together. So now I have this little frame, which is nice. But and then I have this intricate die, and that, I mean, cleaned out perfectly. You saw that one little piece was in there. Check that out. Okay, let's try maybe another popular line of dies, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this one might not be larger either. It's just, you know, more intricate things like that. So I just want to show you some different things. So this one happens to be an Anna Griffin set. And of course I didn't clean this one out the last time I used it. I can see that. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that out, because whenever you die cut, you always want to make sure your die is clear. That'll just give you the best cut, right? So I'm gonna clean this guy out and I'll be right back. Okay, she's all cleaned out and ready to go. And so I'm just gonna cut this. As I noted at the very beginning of the folder is much thicker, much more like a 3D embossing folder if you're familiar with them, that kind of thickness. So it is meant to be obviously more durable. You're going to keep using it over and over, just like a plate system. You're just going to have this here. So I believe the new Grand Marquee die sets and things that Spellbinders will develop are not going to have a folder every time, because this is more of a plate system type folder. You know what I'm saying? Where you're just going to keep using it and using it that way. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to pop this in here. And again, a lot of times I'll fold my folder a different way and run it through a different way, whatever it is. Right now, I'm just going to keep it the same. But you can definitely cut on all four surfaces of the folder. I'm going to take this guy. And again, this is, I don't know if I want to say Anna Griffin dies are a little thicker, but they always have a little bit thicker feel to me. So let me crank this through, and I'm doing it slowly, methodically here, just getting it right through there. And let's see what we get. Oh my goodness, I love it. The embossing's there. That's what I wanted to see, guys. That's all I wanted to see today. I was like, let's see if it does the embossing that you would normally have to run through a second pass or have a special plate for. And it's there, and it was great, and it looks lovely. And the paper isn't destroyed. These are the kind of things I notice whenever I try out a machine or a new machine. Does the paper just like get mangled, right? Especially with the die cutting, because it can happen. I don't know, just some machines have so much pressure that it just really destroys your paper, or not enough, and then you're not going to get that beautiful embossing or, maybe a good cut. So I've shown you those things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that typically I would do trying out a machine so that your questions are answered. Obviously, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section here, because as I follow up and keep working with her, I can address those questions. Let me clean up a little bit and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I want to show you, at the beginning we cut the big guy, right? Again, keeping in mind the cutting surface of the largest folder is 7 by 11. Again, you're going to reuse it and reuse it and reuse it many times. You can see I did that one. This one I ran through a couple of very detailed dies, and so it did a little bowing. It's going to do that. That's what they do. You can turn it over, you can cut on this side, you can cut on this opposite side, you can turn it back, and you can cut on this side, and just keep kind of flipping it and doing that. That's generally how I use my folders, and they're good for, and I'm talking about the basic ones from the Marquee, so these are going to be even sturdier and very good. So we cut that guy. We cut another super, maybe a little thicker die that is super duper detailed and everything. This other one, also very detailed die. You can see the little embossed areas there on that one as well. Again, I didn't need that as a frame, but I did run those two together so you can see those two were taped together, just like whenever you run any die together that way, and it was perfectly great. Your standard embossing folder, again, with the help of the shim. So obviously there's going to be certain sizes you can run through that fit on this shim size here. If you have your standard marquee folders, you definitely have that shim to work with. And honestly, the tip I would give is if you do have a die that you want to run through that does fit on this size, I would do that, right? So just use up those folders from the marquee if you still have any, or if you have them, if you have that machine, instead of running through this, right? Let's preserve these guys and then just use up your other folders as much as you can. So again, you would layer it up. Excuse me, I keep misplacing things. So again, you would just layer it up, you know, have your die in there, right? Let's pretend that's the die, and run it through, and you would have your standard marquee folder to do the job for you in this machine. So that's really nice. Oh, let me put this here. And then the 3D embossing folder that just runs through like a dream on its own. So there you go. Very, very cool. And then again, I've tried a few different companies so you can see that. I will quickly put this box together, but I will follow up with a video tutorial on this, because what's so cute about this set, and then you're gonna have your auto ship options, is that this creates a box that you can just use now, right? Or a pop-up box. So if you can imagine that this would be inside of a card. So after, you know, you do all the gluing and things that you need to do, this would be inside a card, and then when the person opens the card, you'll have this little pop-up box, right? So I will definitely follow up with a tutorial on how to do that, right? In this video, I just wanted to introduce you to the new marquee, the Grand Marquee, and check out, you know, what all she can do, and I am super happy with her. I will definitely follow up with different videos, of course, and you know this means Die Press is going to be making larger dies, larger projects, which we love. I mean, I can just imagine, because they make such really fun and cute, you know, gift bags and goodie bags and boxes and all these fun things. So you can just imagine that you're going to have those same things, but larger, right? So that's really, really great. Again, you have your stickers. So I think I will pop a little sticker or two. I know some people probably want to just leave her real pristine like, but I love that you have the DP logo also. That's really cute. Oh my goodness. There we go. This is, I have to do, creativity is very messy, and I am very creative. I will definitely pop this on here, and I think I want to put it right down the center. Okay, so I'm going to lay this like this. I mean, obviously I have all these, oh, sorry guys, all these surfaces everywhere to do this. I'm going to pop her like right in here. Oh, I'm going to pull down a little bit of that. Sorry, I'm trying to see where she's... That is so cute. Creativity is very messy, and I'm very creative. I mean, that honestly, that sums up my craft room to a T. I love it. So thank you so much, Die Press, for saying this item for review. You guys will see her all the time, just like you see, you know, my marquee all the time. So you'll definitely see her in action all the time. I mean, what else can I say? So thanks for watching, guys. Again, the links will be there as available whenever she is available on HSN. Right now, this is just a preview, and I am super excited to continue using her and showing you, you know, in our videos moving forward. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, please leave those there in the description box, in the comment area, and I will try to respond to as many as I can for sure. Super excited. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now. Okay guys, as I was wrapping up, you know, I thought, oh, I should put a whole card in here. So I do want to show you, like, if you have, you know, these on the edge type dies that you want to run on a full card, you can do that. This is an A2 size card, so again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, but you know, completely extended. You can also just run the very end of it, you know, at the bottom side of the bottom edge of the folder, but it works really well. I will show you in a moment. You can put a 5 by 7 in there. You can put a slimline in there if it's opened up. You know, it'd be 7 by 8.5. So just showing you that there. Also, there will be refills of the folders, of course, that you can pick up and things like that. So we will follow up with all that other kind of information in a separate video. But for right now, I just want to show you the machine, what she can do, and, you know, just get her going. So I just want to show you that. And here I'm showing you a 5 by 7. This is just a piece of cardstock that's 5 by 7, but you can imagine a whole card would work. Bye now.